bought the Datsun used and drove it cross country. He stayed away most of the summer.
The neighbor's gonna be watching, honey.
As soon as I heard he was home, I ran into his room to talk to him. In California, he'd looked up some old family friends. He discovered that our parents' stories of how they fell in love and got married were calculated lies masking an ugly truth. When they met, Dad was already married. And even after Chris was born, Dad had had another son with his first wife, Marcia, to whom he was still legally married. This fact suddenly redefined Chris and me as bastard children. Dad's arrogance made him conveniently oblivious to the pain he caused. And Mom, in the shame and embarrassment of a young mistress, became his accomplice in deceit. The fragility of Crystal is not a weakness, but a fineness. My parents understood that a fine crystal glass had to be cared for or maybe shattered. But when it came to my brother, they did not seem to know or care that their course of secret action brought the kind of devastation that could cut them. Their fraudulent marriage and our father's denial of this other son was, for Chris, a murder of every day's truth. He felt his whole life turn, like a river suddenly reversing the direction of its flow, suddenly running uphill. These revelations struck at the core of Chris's sense of identity. They made his entire childhood seem like fiction. Chris never told them he knew, and made me promise silence as well. He said I was the only person in the world who could possibly understand what he had to say.
Whose money are you buying all these goddamn
I
presents?
work. The only reason I'm
Physics?
not talking is because you're wandering around,
Because
acting like the big shot flirt with everybody.
because
I am
you
making the
came up
contacts
with me, you
for
took
this
advantage of me
business
from the
to
very
work.
beginning.
This business
You
will
don't
work.
care at all about what I
don't
do.
even want to talk to you about it anymore.
Damn it, don't you walk away from me, woman! Woman!
Kid, look what your dad is doing
Oh,
to
for
me.
God's sake, look what your mother is making me do!
Fuck you, I hate you.
There ain't gonna be no party. I'm gonna cancel Christmas this year.
Cancel Christmas. Who do you think you are? God.
That's right, I'm gone.
You're not God. You can't cancel Christmas.
மனசுல சலனம் நெஞ்சுக்குள்ள நச்சரிக்கும் பட்டாம்பூச்சிக்கு தேன தந்தா என்ன நெஞ்சுக்குள்ள நச்சரிக்கும் பட்டாம்பூச்சிக்கு தேன தந்தா என்ன குலா அதுபோல போத உண்டாயங்கோ அது போல போத உண்டாயெங்கும் அது போல போத உண்டாயெங்கும் மறக்குமா நெஞ்சம் மறக்குமா நெஞ்சம் மனசுல சலனம் மறக்குமா நெஞ்சம் மனசுல சலனம் என் நெஞ்சுக்குள்ள
You're really good.
and
you're like 100,000 times better than like any apple I've ever had. Man, tramp. These super apples. So tasty. So organic. So natural. You're the apple of my eye.
என் நெஞ்சுக்குள்ள பறக்கிற வட்டாம்பூச்சி
I'm gonna miss you when you go.
I'll miss you too, Ron. But you're wrong if you think that the joy of life comes principally from human relationships. God's placed it all around us. It's in everything, in anything we can experience. People just need to change the way they look at those things.
Yeah, I'm gonna take stock of that. No, I am. I am. But I want to tell you something. From the bits and pieces I've put together, you know, from what you told me about your family, your mother and your dad, and I know you got your problems with the church too. But there's some kind of bigger thing we can all appreciate. And it sounds like you don't mind calling it God. But when you forgive, you love.
என் நெஞ்சுக்குள்ள நச்சரிக்கும் பட்டாம்பூச்சி
And when you love, God's light shines on you.
Holy shit!
I told you about that language.
எங்கு தொடங்கும் எங்கு முடியும் ஆற்றில் பயணம்